What's good, YouTube? Today I'm making a part 3 of characters who I believe are better off as skins in Marvel Rivals. And the first character I'm going to talk about is Madelyne Pryor. And I'm just giving like a little rundown of who Madelyne Pryor is. I know a lot of people probably know her from X-Men 97 so far. But I'm going to talk about where she came from, who she is, why not. And yeah, she's basically a clone of Jean Grey. She was made by Mr. Sinister after capturing Jean Grey at one point. And then so they figured out, oh, wait, I'm a clone of her. I'm not actually Jean. And then so she kind of went down this rabbit hole of being a villain because they were like, oh, you're not the actual Jean. You're this clone. You ain't her. And then so she kind of like felt abandoned. And then so she became like the Goblin Queen or whatever. And then so she got this like dark magic. And then she started attacking the X-Men because she felt betrayed and she liked being like left alone and felt like she was like an imposter. She kind of is though, because she ain't the real Jean Grey. But yeah. So she's a clone, and then, like from like really like her and Jean's powers are kind of like the same. She does have like this like demonic type influence from Limbo or whatever in the comics. But yeah, overall they're kind of the same for the most part. So yeah, I don't feel like they should make Madelyne Pryor probably a Jean Grey skin. Kind of cool. But yeah, had a whole kid with Cyclops. That storyline is so crazy to me. A whole clone had a kid with Cyclops, and then y'all ain't trying to spoil X97 for anybody who hasn't seen it, so go watch it. So yeah, see what happens with all that. Season 2 is supposed to come out. I think in a few months probably. July 1st, I believe they said in the trailer. But oh yeah, Vampire would be a cool skin in this game. Second person, let's do Killmonger, right? Indijaka. Eric, what do you want to call him? Whichever name you want to call him. Yeah, obviously he's a. Well, I'm not sure in the comics. I'm pretty sure it's different in the comics, but for the most part, I'm going with the casual viewing experience from what people know Killmonger as. He was the nephew of King T'Chaka and the cousin to T'Challa and Shuri. And so what had happened was it's kind of spoilers, so I might bring up in the menu and talk about spoilers real quick. So 3, 2, 1. We seen that in the beginning of Black Panther, his dad got killed by T'Chaka, his own brother, and yeah, he grew his resentment towards T'Chaka, rightfully so, even though Njobu he pulled the gun out on Zuri, and so all T'Chaka did was trying to defend him so he wouldn't get shot and killed, because he found out, oh, you're the only spy in America. We got this other dude here keeping tabs on you, and we've seen that you have been committing treason and helping out our enemies and people who have attacked us and bombed us for our resources. So he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna pull a gun on him because you betrayed me, even though you're the one who's betraying your own country, which is kind of crazy for money, whatever. And then yeah, got killed by Chaka, and then he grew his resentment towards Wakanda, whatever, or not towards Wakanda, but towards Chaka, whatever. And he grew up, and then he had the experience of being an African American male and man in the '90s or whatever. Wasn't too great. Still ain't too great, but that's a topic for another day. Anyways, and then he saw everything what happened in America, how people are treated in other countries too, and so he wanted to liberate like many African Americans or just people from African descent, and just black people in general, from being these like suppressed people and just being like looked down upon and who aren't treated fairly in these systems. And then so you want to liberate everybody, give them the right tools and weapons and resources to protect themselves and defend themselves and just live, a decent life. So, Yaya having, he killed, what's his face? Claw. He killed Claw, as we've seen. And then, he brought it to Wakanda. He's like, oh, okay. We did something that our old king couldn't, and that our new king tried, and he failed. So then he got in the good graces of Wakabi and two other Wakandans rulers. And then T'Challa and Queen Ramonda, they weren't having that. The whole throne room scene of the Auntie, that whole scene. And then so he beat T'Challa in the challenge for the throne. Thought he'd killed him, but the Jabari, they found him in the river, and then they rescued him, put him on ice to keep him alive. Yada yada yada. Gave him the herb, brought him back to life, gave him his powers back, fought for the throne, took out Killmonger or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, running off Killmonger for people who have seen Black Panther. If you haven't seen Black Panther, or just read the comics or whatever, because I know they're different from the comics apparently. They're not the same as in the movie, but yeah, Killmonger would be a cool skin in this game. Even secondly, I feel like they could probably do like the whole have his hair out type thing, or they go just all the like gold and whatnot. His base skin is kind of like the gold suit, which is kind of but they differentiate from it. Having like a new voice actor or whatever, kind of cool. Excuse me. But yeah, Killmonger would be a cool addition to this game as a skin. Number 3, let's do the ancient one. And depending on what version it is, he or she. I mean, in comics, it was always a dude, and then the MCU movies and other iterations, like recent iterations, has been a woman. But whatever version they decide to pick, I felt like they just go for the woman because they, make it look different, have a new voice actress, whatever. Anyways, yeah, she's the mentor of Doctor Strange. She kind of gave him like insight of the whole sorcery and magic and what happened, and whatnot, and the ins and outs, how to use it correctly, how to balance it with your regular life, not to overuse it, not to go into the dark magic, whatnot. But little we know, spoilers, so I'm bringing up the menu real quick. She was using dark magic, I believe. If I remember correctly, she was using dark magic at one point in the MCU in the movie. And then so Marvel, questioned her ways and whatnot, questioned the whole Sorcerer Academy and whatnot. Taj Mahal. Not Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal. Not Taj Mahal. The what's it called? The whole sorcerer area. I forgot what it's called. I would have said Taj Mahal. That's hilarious. But the area. But yeah, Ancient would be a nice skin in this game. Just they basically have the same powers in a way. Should be cool in the game. I feel like. Number 4, let's do Alexei Shostakov. Let's do Mr. Red Guardian. He'd definitely be a cool addition to this game, Let's do a little background of him. Where's Carlos Capat? He's basically the Soviet version of Captain America. Has the whole super soldier type thing. He's combatant. He's a pilot. He's a marksman. Got his serum from the Red Room. He has a shield too, even though we haven't really seen it in the MCU yet. It's kind of crazy. They just have not given him his shield yet. I don't think they ever will. But yeah, it's kind of like the Soviet counterpart to Captain America. He has this whole thing against Captain America in the MCU. Maybe in the comics too. I haven't read the comics of him yet. But some people don't even like regarding him. Like, ugh, they weren't really a fan of him in Thunderbolts. I enjoyed him. He was funny. I found him funny. Every time Bucky was on the screen, Winter Soldier was on the screen, he was just freaking out, geeking out, because he's a big fan of Winter Soldier and Bucky. All those scenes. He was funny. But, yeah, regardless, it'd be a cool skin. It's Captain America. Give him a new voice actor. Whatnot. Give him his shield. Give him a new paint job, whatnot, this and that. And, yeah. He also adopted. Or not really. Well, did he really adopt it? I was gonna say he kind of like trafficked them in a way. Trafficked Natasha and like Yelena. But yeah, it was kind of weird. Kind of weird. But anyways, no, very weird. Not kind of weird, very weird. But yeah, kind of took them in. They were a quote unquote family. And yeah, Guardian would be a cool skin in this game. Last but not least, while we're on top of the Red Guardian, let's do his adopted daughter, Miss Yelena Belova. Like she'll definitely be a cool skin in this game. Her skin's to Black Widow, Natasha, sister, and she's also from the Red Room. Taken in by, like I said before, by Red Guardian. Raises a family, sister from Natasha, adopted sister to Natasha. Raised in the Red Room, came Black Widow Assassins. Seen the movie. All people like, oh, I don't like Black Widow movie. I thought it was cool, but it was all right. Something I watch over and over again, but I enjoyed it for what it was. But yeah, Yelena will be a cool skin in the game. And like sometimes I kind of like her more than Natasha. She has more character, more I don't know the correct word for it. More like character to her than Natasha does. She's funny. Natasha has her moments, but she's not like as funny as Yelena. She's kind of like this. She goes like this sexy type character who doesn't really do too much, no emotion. She's more kind of more stoic to herself. But Yelena, she's kind of like this like funny, she's cracking jokes here and there type character who like you're able to see the emotion, especially in Thunderbolts, what she's been dealing with. She has like a lot more emotion to her than Natasha does in the MCU, at least. Me personally, I feel like she does. Sometimes I kind of like her more than Natasha. But yeah, Yelena should be a cool skin in this game. I feel like give her the whole white suit or the black suit, whatever they want to go with. I'd probably give her another suit, another skin of her in the Thunderbolts fit. Kind of cool. But yeah, those are 5 more characters who I believe could be skins, or who are better off as skins in our rivals than actual playable characters. But yeah, let me know who y'all would make, or who y'all would put in this game as skins than actual playable characters in the comments or whatever. But yeah, I'm done chatting. I'm out.